all the pressures that we're all under and the things we're all seeing in the news feel very overwhelming. And this seemed like a story that might empower people and give people a sense that they could take action, even in a very small way.
Yes. I think that's the heart of it, isn't it? Nicky Winton never saw a problem that he didn't want to solve, even one as tragic and complex as this. And so I think he's an example, someone who simply wouldn't take no for an answer. He made change happen.
I have a passion for stories that are based in truth, real people, real events, and I was sent an email with a script and with a famous YouTube clip, a link to the clip. And what that told me was, one, I've got an enormous human story with resonance for now. The other thing is, it's a story that has a really powerful ending if we don't mess it up, because it's got somewhere to go, both for the actor and for the narrative.
I think it's a film that tells a story that we need to tell all the time about the Holocaust, but in a way that reminds people of the impact of a single person, how in the face of what can feel like insurmountable obstacles, one person can make a tremendous difference to the world, and every single person that they saved went on to live and build families and a life in this country, and really about the kind of huge importance of that, really, of allowing people to being open to people coming from abroad and allowing that message of hope really to come through.
Yeah, we're really happy to see it. I think my mum would have been really happy to see the book come to life, and we think it gets a lot right. How it tells the story, how it shows that it was a collaborative effort. It wasn't just Nicky on his own, and it was about his values that sort of drove him to take action. So we're really pleased to see it.
Absolutely wonderful. I sat next to Barbara while she wrote this book, Nicky's History. She wrote it because we wanted to have the real story, the truth about Nicky's story put out to the world, and I think at the time we had no idea that this could become such a wonderful film, which it has become, and the film captures the story so well and captures Nicky so well and puts his message across, and we hope that those actions can be repeated into the future and that people can be helped in the way that Nicky helped those people back in '39.
Well, Babby Winton, she was a pretty formidable woman, highly educated, unusual for her time, very cultured. She was a refugee herself. She came from Germany, Nuremberg, probably in about early 1900s. She'd done the First World War as a German. They were called Wertheim until, I think, 1937. They changed their name to Winton because they could feel another war coming on, and then they thought they can't do the same, be in England with a German name. And she was extraordinary. I think, in all honesty, she was somewhat frustrated. She could have had an amazing job, but it wasn't the time. She was a housewife. So what she did with her son, and that was a very exceptional and I think quite unusual relationship, a mother and son relationship that is so dynamic. What they did, I think, fulfilled her. It was kind of what she was dying to be. She had all this resource. She was clever and efficient and organised, and she was the perfect woman for the job, and her son knew it.
When the breakdown came through for the audition for it, I was at my mother's house and I mentioned that I was up for this part and to play Vera Gissing, and my mother said, "Oh my God, well, I knew Vera." So then it was like right, I have to get this part now. I have to do this for my mom, and for my mother's best friend was best friends with Vera, so it was quite meaningful. Obviously, it was meaningful anyway, but that was an added bit of meaning.
think it's an incredible true story that will make people leave the cinema feeling good about themselves.
I mean, I think it's an incredibly resonant story at the moment. It's about, doing whatever you can do, being decent, being humane, being humble in the face of any kind of adversity, and just trying to help out.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think Nicholas Winton is such a inspiration, and I think that hopefully when the film comes out in January, people will go in from the freezing cold, but come out a little bit more warm in the heart after seeing the film.
Not so fussed about the story. I suppose it gives an idea of my father's life beyond just rescuing children before the war, which is nice. But it's a reminder that any one of us can make a difference in the world. He was an ordinary man who saw a need and got involved, and I think for me that's what the film is really about.
Yeah, what would you hope that audiences will take away from watching the movie?
I guess what I'd like people to get as a message is my father didn't set out to become a celebrity. He set out to rescue people in need. And what the lesson is, anybody could do it. Anybody could make a difference. If you see something that isn't right, get a team together and do something about it.